The Lakers get off to a nice lead, but they let it get away. 58-54 Portland. Time now to check in with the Access Sportsnet studio. It's the Jack in the Box halftime report.
All right, thank you, Billy and Stu. Big offensive quarter, James and Rob, for Portland.
Very. Especially that second quarter, they came out with 36 points compared to the first quarter when they only had 22. But, there's a way to stop them. You can see it, that they had to pressure them up, and Dame's getting rid of the rock.
Yeah, we knew that dynamic duo would come to town. They're the two guys that are, doing the job. Lakers had a fast start, but AD having a tough time getting going after missing a game, and that's what's missing offensively. But defensively, they got to correct some things in the third quarter, try to slow Tucker, Covington, slow some of the other guys down.
Jack in the Box halftime report starts right after this. Hello again, alongside James Worthy and Robert Ory. I'm Chris McGee. This is the Jack in the Box halftime report. Let's get you out to Staples Center for the first half highlights. LeBron James looking to lead the Lakers against the Trailblazers for the third win of the season. First quarter, James with a steal. And LeBron was off to an early, hot start. Lakers 14-5, building a lead here, James. It's KCP hot early. He had 3 threes in the first quarter.
Yeah, they were able to get a fast start, especially the defensive end capitalized, and then Pope hit him from both sides of the corner, but then Portland making a run back.
Yeah, Gary Trent Jr. was on fire. Here's Kyle Kuzma. Get the Lakers to 30-22 after one. Trent Jr. again, another three. Trailblazers now 39-35. Later on in the quarter, Rob, here's Schroder with a nice pass to LeBron for the lay-in.
The thing about Schroder, he dives the hole quickly, so you got to pay attention. He lays that little layup for LeBron there for 2.
A little high pick and roll. Schroder AD. Schroder goes to the rack himself, gets another bucket, and that's where we stand at the half. Downtown Staples Center. Portland leads 58-54. They win the quarter 36-24. LeBron James leading the way offensively for the Lakers with 14 points on 6 of 9 from the field and 5 rebounds. More to come on the Jack in the Box halftime report. LeBron dropped a dozen points in the first quarter. Things looked great early, but the Lakers trail the Blazers by 4 at the break. As we mentioned, LeBron James off to a hot start, 14 points. That's the 999th straight game. 999, James, in a row that he's had 10 or more points. The last time he scored less than 10 was his 4th season, 2007. So he tied KG last night. Tonight, that puts him at 4th all-time, 1,261 games with 10 or more points. Of course, the captain at 1,509.
Yeah, you think about it, somebody that great, they should score, at least 10 points every night. But it's over a long time, it's hard to do. Sometimes you have a cold night, sometimes there's an injury, sometimes you just don't have it. But that's quite an accomplishment right there. I dipped into the below 10 a couple times. I wasn't happy about that.
It happens sometimes. You got guys as gunners, and then some nights you just don't. It's not clicking no matter what you do.
Pretty impressive, by the way.
That's very impressive.
That's
just look at that crew he's with. It's very impressive.
All right, guys. Gary Trent Jr. turned the game on a dime off the bench, 16 to lead all scorers. Portland leads 58-54. Jack in the Box halftime report returns after.
Jack in the Box, or get it delivered.
And here are your game stats. Portland shooting 48%, leading 58-44 after that big second quarter, out rebounding the Lakers 23-20, and the Lakers with 7 turnovers for 12 Portland points. What do you want to see, big game, James, here in the second half? Anthony Davis is only 2 points.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get going. Also, if you're going to have the dynamic duo scoring, you can't let their bench outscore your bench. So our bench is pretty good. They got to pick it up.
I want to see less free throws by the opponent. Right now they got 11 free throws to our 5, so keep them off the free throw line.
All right, that does it for the Jack in the Box halftime reports. Back to Bill and Stu after the break. We will see you in the post-game show.
Highest average versus the Lakers. Little under 28 points a game versus the Lake Show. There's only one guy, obviously, who has a higher scoring average. Anyone know? Anyone want to take a guess who that is in the history of the game?
Hold on. Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan! That is it. How will the Lakers slow down Damian Lillard? What is the key to success, big game?
Well, you have to do it by committee. He's almost an unstoppable player. You have to play defense early with him because his range is as soon as he crosses half court. But He runs a lot of slants and a lot of cuts to get open off of these little picks, these little brush picks. And that's where you have to be alert because he's a catch and shoot guy. Maybe switch if you have to. I'd try that. But he's a guy you have to pay attention to and make him work on the other end. Try to get him in foul trouble if you can. It's hard to do, but you got to make him work on the other end.
Yeah, it's easy to say, like, but to implement it is kind of hard when you got a guy who's dynamic with the ball as he is. So you just have to stay big and hope that your bigs can help. It's going to be a community, not just one guy playing defense.
Yeah, if Schroder is on him, it's going to be fun to watch that. Schroder, undersized, but a feisty defender, likes to get out on those point guards and see what he can do if indeed he is matched up against Dame. Not like he's going to get a break if he's not, because then he has McCollum. So I'm going to be watching Schroder a lot defensively.
He always plays with such an edge. Dame said today that the Lakers probably had the hottest offseason, gave him credit, but he said it's not like we can't win. It's not like we can't win the game. The Blazers, by the way, 11-1 inside Staples Centers since 2013, 2014.
And no Caruso tonight, right?
And no Caruso.
So that's really going to be a factor that could hurt them defensively.
Russell, former Laker, former All-Star, 4 points and 7 turnovers. So Lakers playing really good defense and hustling a lot. I like both those categories.
And guess who's a part of that on both ends? You're still driving the Kuz bus. Kuz was great again last night.
Yeah, he's been something special. We kind of got a hint of what he might shoot like during the regular season with his strong preseason, about 50% from three-point range. He has done more than that so far in only three regular season games, shooting about 62% from three-point range. And there's the chart right there. I think he likes the right corner, Allie. That's my scouting report right there. Also pretty comfy on the upper left side over there. Kuz really impressed by what he has been doing, and not just offensively. He tied his career high last night with 3 blocked shots. So good offense, good defense for Kuz. Just a reminder, he's a 33% career guy from behind the arc. It's not going to stay at 62%, that's for sure. But if he can stay in the 40 percentiles, that's a big step for him.
Good start, for sure. Lakers' opponents tonight, the Portland Trail Blazers, are coming in at 1-1, but they struggled a bit to start the season.
What's going on with them, Allie? Are they hungover from their strong bid to even secure a playoff spot in the bubble? Remember, they pretty much had to win all their games. But some strange stuff going on up there. Like you said, they are 1-1. Damian Lillard, 9 points in the opener. I mean, this guy who had 61 and 51 in back-to-back games in the bubble, just not shooting real well as a team. Carmelo Anthony, 33%. Gary Trent Jr., 31%. Their big offseason acquisition, Robert Covington, 30%. Granted, they've only played a couple games. These numbers will surely rise, but not the fastest start for the Blazers. They're kind of lucky they got that guy right there, C.J. McCollum, 44 points the other night. It helped them beat a very undermanned Houston team in overtime. So the Trailblazers not exactly off to a blazing start.
And of course, ooh, I like that.
Got to throw it in there.
Well done. Of course, no Carmelo Anthony again.
Not here.
Did not travel with the team. Well done, as always. Straight ahead on Access, Kyle Kuzma gets bucket. But that's not what has impressed the King. Up next, LeBron with some high praise for Kuz.